Give me your name, tell me your city and state you're from, and what your overall experience of the seminar was.
Sure. Richard Porter, from Phoenix, Arizona, and it was a fantastic and extremely exhausting experience, and a really rewarding experience. I had an amazing time in the room, the collaborative effort.
Tell me what you were expecting when you came and what was different when you actually did.
They tricked us. There were a few twists and turns that were dropped in our way that I wasn't expecting to see in the process, which I should have expected. They made it a much more realistic experience, much more like a real sitcom room would be. In a lot of ways, it was what I was expecting. I mean, it was a bunch of people thrown into a room, and it's sometimes trying to one up each other and pitch a better joke or improve someone else's joke, and other times just trying to support each other to nurture and raise up someone else's material and help it really soar.
How did you find the collaborative effort?
I found the collaborative effort awesome. I think we also had an advantage. The room I was in was probably the most diverse room in some ways. All the rooms, we're fortunate enough to have at least one woman in, which was great. Our room also had the youngest participant. We had the teenager in our room. So we had various life experiences. We had very different perspectives, and everyone brought a slightly different flavor to the conversations and to the experience.
What was the one thing, one comment made, or one piece of advice that you took out of here, and who said it?
I think Sam Simon in the final panel best expressed it in words, and that's never sacrifice character for a joke. We got that all weekend. Subtly we got that, and implicitly we got that from Ken, from everyone else. But that was the perfect summation of that.
If there was another seminar, would you come back?
I'd absolutely come back. It was great.
So, if there was another seminar, would you come back and tell me why?
Sure. I'd come back because I know that each of the rooms, had a very different flavor, a very different chemistry. I'd be curious to see how I would work in a different room, in a different group of people. See what the collaboration would be like. I was pleased with how well I think I worked in the group, and how well I think we all meshed together. And it'd be nice to see if could get another group to mesh just as well, and see in what ways it would be different or more difficult or less difficult to do that.
Think you're going to leave here and bang out a brand new spec script, and if so, which one?
That's a great question. I had a spec pilot that I've been working on and hadn't been really happy with the characters, and I think I feel energized that I can go back and fix those characters.
Great. All right, give me your first and last name, tell me the city and state you're from, and what your overall experience of the seminar was today.
Hi, my name is Aaron Levitz. I'm from Van Nuys, California, and just had a great time at the sitcom room. Truly exhausted, and you're going to have to forgive me if I can't form sentences after a long night of forming sentences. We've had about 4 hours to sleep, and then we started up again, and it's exhausting, but it's a great feeling exhaustion, and I can't wait to sleep.
What's your current career path, and why did you come here? Where did you hope it would take you?
My current career path is actually adjacent to the entertainment industry. I'm building websites for movies and television. On the outside looking in. Creatively at home, I start projects and get stuck, and it's always a frustrating experience, and I think to myself that perhaps collaborating, that working with other people, I might be able to get past these problems, but couldn't find an opportunity to try that out. So, the sitcom room offered me a chance to work with other people, to sit in a room with them and see what that's like. Like I said, I don't know any other place that is available.
What was the best single piece of advice you got out of the seminar, and who's told it to you?
So the most inspiring piece of advice that's come up is that you don't have to be 1,000 punchlines a minute. If you're the guy that can fix the story, that can get the emotional core, that can reel things back in and keep the through line going, that is sometimes more important, and that's much more who I am. So I think I'm going to pursue this, and I think that that's what's going to keep me motivated.
What was it like?
All right, give me your first and last name, city and state you're from, and tell me your overall experience from the seminar.
I'm Mark Bennett. I live here in Los Angeles, and I heard about Ken Levine through the blog, but I also was a fan. I'd known his shows, MASH and Newhart and Cheers and everything. Everybody Loves Raymond, everything. And so I just thought, this is something I have to do. And I was a little frightened, but as I stand here now, I'm pale, I haven't eaten very well, and I haven't slept. But it was so chock full of any question I could possibly have behind the scenes. It was invaluable, and the gift of him being available for questions or anything like that, I don't know, it doesn't happen too often, and it was a real gift.
Tell me your current career path, what you're doing now, what you hope to accomplish when you got here, and what do you plan to do when you leave?
I work at Deke Entertainment, and this also will be invaluable for what I do at Creative Affairs. So,
you planning on writing your own spec script? What are you going to take out of here?
yeah, the sitcom world is a little on the low side, but one executive I heard said that whenever you think a genre's dead, that's the perfect opportunity to spin it around and make it a big hit. So, I don't know, maybe a wave will come up soon.
What's the one piece of advice that you took out of here that you thought was the most valuable, and who said it?
Keep writing. Just don't stop, because writing is the one thing that you don't regress or have a bad day on. You just keep getting better every time you do it.
Great. Ken, tell me a little bit about, look at me, don't look at the camera.
Look at you. Oh,
yes,
okay.
Look at me. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to do this seminar in the first place and how it came about.
Well, it came about actually when I would be in writing rooms and I would think to myself, this would be like a fantasy camp. I bet you people, the same way they want to go to Vero Beach and pretend that they're a Dodger, might want to be in a writing room. And then I started talking with Dan O'Day, who runs seminars, and we decided, this might be actually a good idea. And I thought, there are no writing classes or seminars like this, and the idea of putting them in groups and having them actually have professional experiences and have actors perform their works was unique, and we decided to give it a shot. And I have to say, I am most thrilled with the scenes that the groups came up with. And I have to say, honestly, when I came in this morning, I had no idea what to expect, and was pleasantly thrilled as to how good they were.
Any new budding little Ken Levine, David Isaacs here?
Yes, I think so. I think there's about 5 or 6, and I'm threatened by all of them.
What do you think is the best thing that came out of this seminar today?
I think for them an appreciation of how it's not just inspiration to be a professional comedy writer, but it's craft, and it's having to perform on demand. And I think for them the process, which when you just watch it on TV, you just have no idea how much goes into it, how much time, how much thought, how many hours. And I think they have a much better appreciation of what really goes on a television show, and I think that's going to give them a leg up. It's a very competitive business, and the fact that they now have more tools and know how to attack problems in a professional way and have had to work through professional expectations, I think ultimately is going to hopefully leapfrog them over some other people.
Some people say with reality TV the sitcom is dead. Do you think sitcoms will have a renaissance?
I think sitcoms will have a renaissance because A, people like to laugh, and B, a big hit sitcom is the biggest cash cow that television can produce. And Warner Brothers is going to make a lot more money off of Friends than all of their blockbuster hit movies. So yes, I think as long as the big money is out there, sitcoms are going to survive.